So you'll laugh. Don't blame that one on Instagram. You can blame that one on the iPad, which was out of juice. The iPad was like, yep, no, I'm done. So, Maria, sorry for cutting it off. Glad we were able to talk to you in San Juan, and glad we were able to make that work. Let's see if we can. Hello. Catching people off guard is kind of funny. Apparently, some people will watch, but they don't want to get caught. So when you approve them, you get these faces of people like, that's funny. All right, let's see. Oh, Amy. Let's talk to. Shouldn't you be asleep? Yeah, you know what's funny is that I definitely should be, but I took the dog out and I knew when I would take the dog out, it would wake us both up. So,
Hi, how
hello.
are you?
I'm good. What is your name?
Anna,
Anna, where are you in the
yes,
world?
in Las Vegas.
Oh, tell me what's going on about the new normal in Vegas.
Oh, it's horrible. It's like a ghost town.
Really?
Yeah, everything is almost, maybe every other hotel is all boarded up
Yeah.
and black. They shut off the lights, they shut off the fountain at the Bellagio and everything. And it's horrible out in Vegas. The only people that you see, unfortunately, is the homeless wandering around.
Yeah. What do you do for work?
I'm disabled,
Okay.
so I don't work. But my husband, he works for the T-Mobile Arena,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we've been home for a week. He's been home for a week. He's a supervisor at the T-Mobile Arena, and he's a teacher as well. And he got both jobs are on call.
Okay.
So to apply for benefits here, the phone lines are busy and they hang up on you. Then if you apply online, you get disconnected.
Really?
So for a whole week, he's been trying to apply for benefits for unemployment and nothing.
What's the situation in terms of a lockdown?
You're only allowed to go out for to the supermarket, to the doctors, pharmacy. Basically, we're kind of on what is it? Not lockdown per se, like in Puerto Rico.
Like a curfew?
Not like a curfew. Sisolak didn't put a curfew on us or anything yet, but you know, he strongly suggests that you go to that you don't go out at all.
Yeah.
And if you have to go out, then go out.
Yeah. Yeah. How long do y'all have? I've been asking people, what kind of nest egg do you have if you had to ride this out? How long could you ride it out?
I have stuff here, if you can tell. Don't mind the mess. That's my little stockpile.
Yep. Yep.
Because I had no room anywhere else, and my water over here.
Uh-huh.
So we're pretty stocked up. I
Good.
would say maybe another 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
We have. Sorry, that's my daughter, my
No,
husband.
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So
Well, thanks for showing us the stockpile. Thanks for jumping on.
thank you. Thanks for picking me.
Absolutely. I'm
Yes.
glad you jumped
I
on.
watch you. My family in Puerto Rico watches you and everything, and I'm a fellow New Yorker as well. And I
Great.
moved up to Vegas, so I miss
Great.
home.
I hear you. Well, it's nice meeting you.
You too. Thank you. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vegas. Vegas is a ghost town. Jesus, how often does that happen? Whew. How often does that happen? Okay. So yeah, just in the comments section, just write, David, I'd like to talk. If you want me to try.
Hi, David.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Sylvia.
Miss Sylvia, where
I'm
are you?
in, I'm in Isabela, well, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico.
Aguadilla. Tell me about
Yes,
your new normal.
scary. I was supposed to be in Florida on Wednesday. I was going to Florida to visit my grandkids and to celebrate my 60th birthday. But the new norm is haven't been out of the house since last Friday, and I wasn't prepared for this because I was leaving. So I didn't have anything. So I had no choice but to go to the supermarket today. But it was calm. I was more scared than anything of going outside.
Yeah.
And you stand 5 feet apart. There was food in the supermarket in Econo. They had you waiting outside. They cleaned the cars. I was very happy because I took my gloves. I was really scared. And the store wasn't packed. So I did my breathing in the store, not to go into panic because I was expecting something else, but thank God it was smooth. The ride there from the airport was very quiet. There's nobody in the street. Came back home, locked in, and heard the alarm this evening. It didn't sound off yesterday, but today it did again at 8:40.
What did it say?
Something, I think it was 8:40. The alarm for everybody to stay home for the curfew.
Right, right.
So that's scary in itself, but
Yeah, it is.
everybody has to stay home.
Are you getting those alerts on your phone? I'm seeing a lot of
Yes.
people put, okay, yeah.
Yes, we are getting them. We didn't get them yesterday, but we did get them. And I wanted to tell you, we appreciate everything you've done here. That thank you, because it's scary. We don't know where this is going. I have my grandkids in New York, half, and the other half in Florida. And it's just like I want to split myself in two. And
Well,
I
let me
have
give
my
you-
brother in Germany.
Oh, okay. Let me give you a
And
little
it's bad
comfort.
there.
We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through it together. But that's why I'm doing stuff like this. I want people
Thank
like
you.
you to have a place to be able to be heard, and you can hear other people tell stories, and it just sort of maybe takes a little layer of anxiety off. You know?
Your work after Maria and now with the with the earthquakes, you've done an amazing job on this. And I hope the governor closes the airports, because
Yep.
I think that would be the best thing.
So just so you know, the governor does not have the legal authority to close
Yes,
the airport. The airport is under federal control, so she has requested, and the
Yes.
federal government has not yet responded. So as
Okay.
soon as I find out, what the answer is, I'll let everybody know.
Well, we appreciate it, and you know, I had a suggestion, and it's working. They're gonna let the older people go to the supermarkets an hour before the rush comes, so that's gonna work in the favor of a lot of. We have
Good
a lot
idea.
of elderly here,
Yeah,
so the
that's a good
supermarkets
idea.
are gonna do it, and that's such a great
Yeah.
idea. I called my uncle today. He's 88, and I asked him if he needed anything, but he said he was good because I went last Friday for him. So
Good.
we just
Good.
gotta keep tabs, you know.
Amen. Hey,
Take
listen,
care.
thank you for joining, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Birthday.
It's been a good 60 in life. So I want to stay there and see my grandkids graduate high school.
Amen.
Mhm.
Amen.
Yeah. So you
you
take
have a-
care.
You have a good night, love.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself.
Nice lady. Isn't it cool, the random people you meet on here? Just like random people. Hi.
Hi,
Like this lady. What is your name?
Iris.
Iris, where are you in the world?
Aguadilla.
Aguadilla. We just talked to a lady from Aguadilla.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
So tell me about your new normal.
My new normal is I'm a medical interpreter,
Okay.
and I actually work from home. And we've been taking a lot of calls with cancellations happening at hospitals and clinics
Right.
where they're not taking the patients actually in clinic and trying to do like telehealth instead.
Yeah.
So I definitely see a lot of that here at home. So I'm used to being at home because I usually work 10 hours a day or so at home.
Right. Right.
Um, but my kids, I have a 18-year-old and a 14-year-old, and he's a senior in high school. So it's pretty depressing because he's probably not going to be able to have, a graduation celebration. And then my 14-year-old is had a junior high prom set as well. So, you know,
Probably ain't
it's
gonna
been
happen.
pretty tough. I'm sorry?
Probably ain't gonna happen, huh?
Nope, nope. And it's tough because, you know, they raise funds for it, and parents pay these fees to get like the contracts for, the location and all that. And but they go to a private school, so they are getting like a lot of online homework, and so they're not falling behind in that aspect. But I do have a concern that I don't know if you can look into it, but you know that in PR now, well, everywhere actually, the situation that's happening. I sent a message to the Departamento de Familia for the people that aren't working now, and I asked, okay, well, how can people apply for assistance, whether it be Medicaid or food stamps or whatever it may be that they might need? And they're like, well, you'll have to wait for this to be over. And I'm like, what are they supposed to do? It makes no sense.
Let me tell you what I know. I know that they're having discussions. I know that the federal government, through the piece of legislation that was just signed, will provide for unemployment benefits, and those benefits will include Puerto Rico. I spoke to the Secretary of State this week, so I know he and the governor are talking about this. But the reality is, and this is not a criticism of them, they just hadn't got it figured out yet. And, they're trying. Look, take them at face value. I think they're trying to do the best.
Yeah.
They got a lot going on, but this is
definitely.
This is a very important thing. This is people got to pay their bills. They got to pay. So I know that it's an issue. We may hear something on it the first part of next week or at some point next week. So stay tuned.
Okay, yeah, because it's like in my case, I'm still working. I work from home, even though some of the calls have gotten, it's not as busy as I would like it to be, but I mean, I'm still working, so I can still feed my children. But I work for the people that can't, and I'm like, they should have some kind of online where people can apply online and then just send them their cards or whatever in the mail, and have some kind of system like that, because we don't know how long this is going to take, and there's so many people that are going to be in need, and I just worry about that.
You and I both know that sounds easy and reasonable, and government is neither easy nor reasonable.
I know. I know.
So, stay tuned. It is a front burner issue for me, and so I'll track it.
All right. Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for everything that you do for us.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
This is not Rose.
All right, let's see.
Hello.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Damaris Silva.
Damaris, hi. So finish this statement for me. My new normal is...
Scary.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. I just moved here to Bremerton, Washington. So, yeah, a couple of hours from Seattle. So, from the beginning of this whole thing, it's been kind of an increase in stress and stuff like that. My husband is in the military, so he's stationed here, and he is luckily one of the very few service members that is being able to work from home at this time. But I have friends that are still stationed in like Georgia, for example, and the situation is very, very stressful for a lot of the service members that have to like go out to sea and stuff like that because of everything that's happening. So it is definitely interesting to say the very least.
What's your biggest concern?
My biggest concern personally in my household is I have a daughter, and you know, whenever I do go out, you know, my whole thought is, of course, I'm, you know, afraid of for my own safety, but as a mom, you know, you think of your child first. So it's like you think of everything that you're exposing yourself to and all of the risk and all these things, and you kind of can't help but to get in your head about it, you know, sometimes, you know, while trying to stay calm, but you know, if I have to go get some food because we're running out or something, it's pretty stressful. And
It's nerve-wracking, especially the grocery store. Listen, I got to go to the store within the next couple of days too, and I'm a little nervous because the last couple of times I went, they were out of what I needed both times.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, so I'll come back a third time and hopefully find it, you know. Yeah,
it is pretty stressful. And then I guess my second concern would be my parents. They're older and they're in Puerto Rico.
Where on the island?
San Juan.
Okay.
Yes, and my mom has, you know, certain autoimmune disorders, and my dad has cancer, so they're very, you know, at risk for these types of things.
Are they staying inside?
Yes. My mom, whenever things started happening, she like went and, you know, got her little stockpile and stuff because my dad cannot drive anymore or anything. So she handled that, and she's been trying to stay safe.
Do me a favor. I did a story today that I think will give both your parents some hope. Go to my social accounts and find the story of the 87-year-old man in Mayaguez who had COVID-19, had 5 pre-existing conditions, and survived. He's going to get out of the hospital Monday. Send them that interview and let them watch it, because it like that can give hope to a lot of elderly people.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? So listen, take a deep breath. We're all in this together, and we're all going to get through it.
Yes, thank you so much. I try not to watch the news, not to get like overwhelmed, but I definitely always see what you put out because I trust it and it makes me feel secure, you know, so I really appreciate that.
I hear you. Everybody watching hears you, and we're going to get through it together. So deep breath.
Thank you.
Make sure you get some good sleep, and it's going to be okay.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. I will. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hola.
Hello. What is your name?
Ruby.
Hi, Ruby. Where are you?
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay. So finish the statement for me. My new normal is...
Well, right now, I'm off from work. I work for the CPS, Chicago Public Schools.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm at home with my kids. I mean, my concern really is that I see so many people that are not taking it so serious. I see people, I mean, I understand, you know, we need money, we need to survive, you know, food for our family and that. But I'm scared, you know. My mom, she's here with us too. And I know my 2 oldest kids, I got 4, they have to go to work. One of them now is not. The other one he's in the Army. He's on call, so if anything, but also he's working. And that concerns me because when they come home, I mean, I am a little overprotected. Like, right away, hand sanitize. Go wash your hands. Take your coat, leave it there. And they're like, Mom.
Yeah.
And then I have 3 dogs at home too. So I'm like overprotecting them too. You know, I'm like, my babies. So I don't really have 4. I got 7.
You got 7.
3 dogs. So they're like, Mom. And I'm like, no, this is serious. It's if you look at it, it's a real movie. It's something that is contagious and you don't know who has it and who doesn't. Oh, my son. Say hi. David, the reporter from Puerto Rico. So he wasn't believing me. He's like, Mom, you're overprotected. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. You look, you got to set an example for them. You're doing the right thing. But I have to tell you though, I feel like slowly but surely people are starting to get it. Like a week ago, those people I were talking to who were like, no. Like today they're singing a different tune.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
That's
like
true.
people are starting to get it. So, it's incumbent upon you and me and other people who are watching to, I don't, there's a lot of people who choose like different ways to, you can shame people, you can curse them out. I just choose to say, look, here are the facts. The White House gave a fact today that some of the new data coming out of Italy and France suggests that people younger than 20 are getting seriously ill in the ICU. Younger than 20. Now, the good news is they're not dying. The mortality rates are very low, but they're getting very ill, which is not what they knew a week ago. By the week, things are changing as hundreds and hundreds of more people die every day in Italy. Within the last 24 hours, more than 400 people died.
Yep, I saw
Just
that.
within the last 24 hours.
That's scary too. Well, what brought me a little bit of hope and a little bit comfort was that I was watching the news when our government and our mayor came out speaking, and then they said another news about, I don't know if you heard about the Dr. Oz. He's a famous doctor here.
I know who Dr. Oz is.
Yeah, that they gave a medication, a new one they made, it's called chlorenzine or something like that, to a patient that was almost in a coma, older person also. And now the son spoke and he said he's getting much better. He don't need to be on the machines. So I was like,
they're trying different drugs that are used for other things, but you have to realize you got to make sure those drugs are safe. So like they're doing a vaccine trial right now for the COVID-19 vaccine. That's going to take a year before it's on the market for everyone. They've already given the first injection.
At least that shows that they are trying and they're, desperately
I agree. Listen,
helping
I
the
agree
humans of the world.
I agree with you. Listen, it's a pleasure to meet you. Take a deep breath.
Likewise.
We're going to get through it together.
We love you. Thank you for helping.
Thank you. Good night. You're tired. Your southern accent's coming out. Oh, that's funny.
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
You could call me Julie.
Okay. Hi, Julie. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Salinas, Puerto Rico.
Okay. So your new normal is what?
My new normal is kind of scary, I would say. I'm 4.5 months pregnant, and I work in a call center in Guaynabo, and I think about 2 weeks ago, I told my partner, like, we're done going into work because it's not very sanitized. Like, they don't take the sanitation seriously.
Right.
And coworkers were getting sick, and I'm like, I'm 4.5 months pregnant. I'm not risking it. We're staying home. But we're not getting paid for the time, and it's kind of scary if you're pregnant because you're like, where am I going to get the money? So I don't really know what to do because they don't work from home, which is terrifying.
So let me ask you something. When did the call center close? Because I was getting bombarded with messages from people in call centers who were like, David, they refused to close. They refused to close. Oh, it hasn't?
No, they closed for a day. And mind you, this is that I've sent emails. I've sent angry emails and I've made very aggressive phone calls to HR. Like, that's concerning. There is a pandemic going around. Why aren't you guys closing? It's $1 billion company. Like, they can afford to pay their employees for the time off and to close, but they haven't.
Well, listen, you do know there's an email address to the governor's office that has been provided that you can give out, and they're asking people to email that address if their employer refuses to stop working. Did you know that?
No.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. On my Twitter account, when we get off here, go to my Twitter account, look back. I want to say it was 3 days ago. I give the email address for the governor's office. So, and they have been responding. And if you don't get a response, feel free to message me here and I will address it with them. But these call centers are proving to be quite problematic on the island because I keep hearing from people.
Yeah.
Their bosses are insisting they need to come to work. And I had a long conversation with the Secretary of State, and he was like, listen, We have told these call center people, unless you are doing essential services, like you're a 911 call center or you're this kind of call center, you have to close. So, and the governor ain't messing around. Like, listen, a lot of people may not like the governor, but she ain't messing around when it comes to this. So, oh, look. Somebody gave it right here. Gubernadora at fortaleza.pr.gov. That's the address.
Oh, cool.
Gubernadora at fortaleza.pr.gov. So,
I screenshotted it. There we go.
So send a message to that. If you don't get a message from that in 48 hours, come to me.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
That's great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a good night. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you. You have a good night too.
Bye-bye. What's on my head? I don't know, a little beanie cap type thing. I took Paddington out and still have it on. So I found a new way to start the connection process, because that little button, which was giving me hell, there's a different way that I can actually sign on. Let's see. I basically tap you guys' screen name when I see you pop up, and then there's a way to request it.
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
I'm Gammo. That's my nickname.
Gammo is your nickname. Okay.
Yes.
So where are you located?
I am from Boston, Massachusetts. Loud and proud, baby.
Boston, MA. All right. So finish the statement for me. My new normal is...
My new normal has definitely been an experience unlike any other. I will not say scary, because there is, in my opinion, too much of that going around. There are a lot of people that are, I guess, panicking, and, you know, I think that a lot of that is kind of caused by other people that are kind of stacking it onto it. You know, I think that at times like these where they're really hard, I feel like we should definitely try our best to stay positive above everything else.
I agree.
Me personally, I live with my sisters, my mom, my grandma.
Okay.
And for my grandmother especially, it's a very scary time, because considering how do I say it? How easy it is to get this virus, and how easy it is for one to go without even noticing.
Yeah.
It definitely goes through my mind every time I go out to work. I work at a grocery store in downtown Boston.
Okay.
So every time I go out, I get kind of scared that I may one day unknowingly bring it home and affect everybody, especially my grandmother. But
listen, can I just pause you for a minute?
Of course.
Like, I really appreciate how mindful you're being. Because how old are you, man?
I'm 19.
Yeah, okay. So there are 19-year-olds who are partying on the beach right now.
I know, it's crazy, right?
And so, listen, I'm not into being anybody's parent and, like, you know, parenting them. But, like, at some point, let's just be human beings and realize that we don't want your grandma to die, right? And we don't want somebody else's aunt to die. It's not about being told what to do, like being parented. It's just about being good human beings.
Exactly.
So I really appreciate what you're doing. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. I feel like at times like these, especially, you know, there are people out there that are in way worse predicaments. There are people out there that honestly have nowhere to turn.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, like, I can at least thank God at the very least I have a house to sleep in.
Absolutely.
And, you know, a bed. You know, there are people that don't have that. And on top of that, now you got to worry about the coronavirus going around, you know?
Right. Now, let me ask you what you do when you come back, because you're at the grocery store. You're obviously exposed to people. Your grandmother's elderly. When you come in the house, there is always going to be an opportunity for you to potentially transmit it to her. Are you, like, taking off your clothes and, like, sanitizing outside? Like, what are you doing?
Well, at first when this was going on, I sanitized so much, like, dude, I literally would dip my hand in just sanitizer, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll be all right. But then my hands started getting really dry and irritated.
Mine too.
Because people kind of don't realize that. People don't realize that. Like,
it dries you out.
Yeah, like my hands, they look like the cement sidewalks outside. It's crazy. But instead, I kind of just started kind of like traditionally just washing my hands with soap and water, 20 seconds. I read about, the sciences behind that and all that stuff. And I mean, yeah, I just started to just traditionally doing that. When I get home, when I go inside and when I'm going outside, I always make sure to wash my hands and whatnot. In terms of like taking off clothes, I mean, that I don't really do. I mean, I'll take them off when I'm in my room, but I mean, I don't really have like a quarantine spot in my house where I can take off my clothes and
Right.
sanitize.
You know what they do. You know what they do advise. They do advise even within the home to practice social distancing.
Oh
Even
yeah,
within your
definitely,
home.
definitely. I tell my sisters, I tell my mother, I'm like, guys, I love you guys dearly, but let's at least even if it's not suspected, let's even keep the hugging distant. Like literally, my grandmother, I at all times try to keep at least 3 to 4 feet away from her at all times when I'm talking to her. That's
All right.
how seriously I try to take this.
I'm
I
impressed
try
with
to.
you, man. You give 19-year-olds a good name. You give
Thank you.
19-year-olds a good reputation. No, I'm serious. Well, look, we're all 19 at some point, and people who are not 19 look at 19-year-olds and they just kind of roll their eyes like, oh, 19. But
Yeah,
like,
no, it's definitely a weird time to be young right now. There's a lot of young people
it's
out there
scary.
that are.
It's scary, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of, and earlier today, as a matter of fact, I was reading something. It was saying teenagers are coughing on food at grocery stores, talking about challenges. It's ridiculous. I
What?
honestly like that type of stuff. It enrages me to the point where it's like I would love to do something about it, but I mean, I really can't. And I guess that's kind of what scares people the most. The fact that in
Hmm.
reality, in this situation, we really cannot do much but wait and hope. And that's why I feel like it's so important to be positive, because that is one of the most strongest things that we can do. Being positive and spreading love in times of fear and panic is literally the solution to this. Because I mean, that is most what we can do. And I mean, it's a fact. Who doesn't love positivity and love? That, oh,
Dear,
at least for me, that calms me down.
dear world, please notice this 19-year-old man who is quite impressive. Listen, I wish you all
Thank
the
you.
best. I'm very
Of
impressed with you.
course.
We will get through this together. I
Of
don't have to tell
course.
you to stay positive because I know you will.
I
But
try for myself and my family.
spread some of that positivity like you're
I
doing.
always do.
All right.
David, I also would like to thank you so much for the light that you have spread on my little island of joy. I am from Bayamon, Puerto Rico as well. My
Right.
family is from Bayamon, Puerto Rico. And I would personally like to thank you as well for not just this, but for the past things that you have also been putting out, like the riots and all the things that happened with Governor Rosello, all that stuff. I would personally like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and as well as all these guys. Like we're all grateful for you, man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. The people are behind you. We can get through this together. But just like you said, right?
Thank you. I won't forget you, man. That's how impressive you are. My best. No, but I mean that. My best to you.
All right, man. Well, you try to stay safe out there. Take care of
Thank,
Paddington. Take care of
thank,
hubby. You guys
thank,
just do what you guys do, man. Do what you do.
thank you, man. God
All
bless.
right, man. Have a good
God bless
one.
you too. Gee whiz. I wasn't even that articulate when I was 19 years old. Wow. The mindfulness of that man. Golly. That's impressive. Okay, stand by just 1 second. This shirt that I wore to take Paddington out is too dang hot. Too hot, too hot. Stand by. Stand by. Sorry, buddy. Paddington Boricua. Okay. All right. So, ta-da. Let's see. Somebody said, are you sick? No, I'm definitely not sick. My eye was itching like crazy, but I am definitely not sick. Ta-da. Okay. Let's You guys are funny. Paddington cameo. He is sleeping. I'm definitely not sick. Okay, so let me see if I can bring you guys in this way.
Sure. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. What's your name?
My name's Andy Garcia, right here in San Diego, California. We're on like day 2 of the voluntary lockdown, I guess you could call it.
Yep. Okay. What is the new normal there?
Well, people at the different stores, they're it's just crazy when you go to the store. People are really kind of nervous here. People are really they're just not courteous, you know, when you're out there shopping, and there's a lot of things, a lot of shortages, you know, and as far as, I mean, there shouldn't be, but I think the problem is that people are just not being mindful, you know, of I guess of others, you know, and
Andy,
and
what
that
are you doing differently?
well, for one, my phone's a little low on battery in my dial, but for one, I mean, we're just mostly staying home, and I used to I'm a coach at one of the local the CrossFit affiliates here,
Okay, right.
and I don't know, man. It's just tough, you know. I guess come around there. Well, I'll have my daughter talk to you. She's a lot better at talking. This is my daughter, Andrea.
Hi.
Hi.
So,
How are you?
what's different? He wants to know what's different now.
Just like in general.
Well,
Yeah.
so we're talking about people's normal, right? So how has your world changed given everything that's going on?
Well, because of like the situation, like I'm obviously have to stay at home, and it's out of choice. Obviously, like not everybody, it's not under like law yet, but I'm not seeing my friends on like the daily, so I'm just at home, and I just have to keep myself busy. And I've stayed off of social media and stuff because like
You
that.
stay off of social media.
Yeah, because that doesn't help. Because like
It's overwhelming, I
yeah,
guess.
and everybody on social media right now is just bored and like sad, and like that just adds to it. And the more I stay away from it, the happier I am because I do productive things around the day.
Oh.
So yeah.
How old are you, young lady?
I'm 14.
Oh my Lord, another teenager who is impressive and talks very well. Like I'm telling
That's
you.
why I let her talk.
Holy moly. Have you taken speech classes?
No, but
Wow.
like throughout the years, like in elementary school and middle school, I was in the speech contest. And
Okay.
middle school, I graduated like 4.0 GPA, so I was valedictorian, so I gave a speech during graduation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a smart girl.
You are a smart girl. Well, yeah, I wasn't sure if your dad was nervous or if he was gonna cry or if he was just pulling my leg. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
No, I get nervous, you know. That's why I said, why don't you talk to her? She'll smooth things out.
Listen, being on camera is not for everybody. I get it. It's something that I do and I'm comfortable in. Other people it's a little, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I was talking about the gym situation. I mean, that's one of the situations. I'm a coach at one of the local CrossFit gyms here,
Yep.
and CrossFit 40th South, and give them a little shout out. But so well, obviously all the gyms here have been closed, all the salons, like all the public places have been closed by by the mandate that came out yesterday.
Yep. Yep.
And so that's been kind of hard to get used to. I mean, we work out from home now,
Yeah.
We do a lot of body workouts and stuff, and so the gym's been closed for like 2 days, and so it's like a weird, I guess, new normal, where, like I mentioned before, the stores, people are like rushing to the stores like if stuff's gonna run out, and they're, in a way, I think they're causing this mass, I guess you could call it, hysteria with the food, when there shouldn't be a shortage of food, but yet, there is, so it's just a weird situation. I mean, today I was talking to the owner of one of my friends at the gym, and he was telling me, because we know a lot of law enforcement and stuff. Well, he was telling me about just some of the kids, they're taking advantage of the situation, going around and doing things that are, well, obviously illegal, like, trying to steal things from like the 7-Eleven stores and stuff. So, it's just weird, getting used to it. And yeah, it's, it's going to pass, but we just have to, the thing too that I've noticed is that a lot of people don't stay inside, they're out and about, like if nothing's going on, they don't see the seriousness of the situation. But
and I think seriousness is something that we can in a way teach to people, and you got to teach it by example. Like your daughter right there gets it, and she's 14, but there are 40-year-olds walking around who don't get it, right? So no, but like, that's why we got to lead by example, that's why we have to lead by example, because not getting it could get somebody sick. Yep.
And another thing we have too, I have a 2-month-old baby at home too, and I mean it's tough, and then I think everybody worries about their parents, and I mean, I got my mom. My dad's no longer with us, but my mom's older too, and she's, that's the thing, people don't, like you were mentioning earlier, like maybe it's not going to affect you as much, but it could affect someone's grandma, or it could affect someone's grandpa.
It could affect mom, which is why you and your daughter ought to stay 6 feet away from your mom at all times. And no, I'm serious.
I don't even visit her right now. We don't.
That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing. And listen, remember what Dr. Anthony Fauci said. If people say you're overreacting, then you're doing the right thing.
Yep. People say and I was overreacting 2 weeks ago, kind of overreacting, buying water and stuff, and people were looking at me funny.
Yep. Listen, guys, thanks for the chat. Nice to talk to you both. And stay safe.
And then one more thing, shout out to my wife's family in Guanica, Puerto Rico.
Guanica, hard hit by the earthquakes. Yeah. Good town, good people. All right, guys, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night. Bye. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We are getting schooled tonight by 14-year-olds and 19-year-olds who are super impressive. Super impressive. So, G. Rivera, it says that you are unavailable. And I know you were telling me earlier, David, I'd really like to talk, but I just want you to know it says that yours is unavailable for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Not sure. David Canway. David, go to bed. You look exhausted. We'll just blame the lighting.
I was just turning on the lights. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra, where are you in the world?
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
San Juan. Okay, so tell me about the new normal.
Well, I work for the government, so my new normal is staying at home.
You work for the who?
I work for the government,
The
like
government.
actually for the
Got it.
municipality of San Juan. So my
Understood.
new normal is staying at home. I think I have to go to work next week because I have to pay the employees who get paid by check. I have no idea if I have to do that or not, but that's my new normal right now. I don't go to work. I don't do much but give homeschooling to my daughter. I have a 6-year-old. And it's been really hard because it's just the two of us. So
Is she doing online stuff or is this?
no,
Okay.
we are in private school.
Okay.
And because they're so little, they're in first grade, what they did is just send us a bunch of work that we have to print out, and she has to do it. And we give it back on the 30th when she goes back to school, if she goes back to school by the 30th. If not, then they have to give us more homework, I guess, for us to do with her, for me to do with her, actually.
Yeah.
It's been really weird. Like,
Weird how?
I look out the window and I live on a street that is a lot of cars moving around and a lot of people all the time. And you look out at 7 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, and you don't see anybody. And it's like, it's too quiet. It's
right.
too
Like what?
eerie.
Right. What is going on?
It's too weird. It's like a movie. It's like The Purge or something. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to look out the window and do not see anybody. Everything is closed down and it's really, really weird. You get scared for your parents. You get scared for yourself. I have an autoimmune disease, so I have to take care of myself too.
Yes,
But
you do. Yes, you do.
yes, I do. But my alcaldesa, if I have to go in for work, I have to go in for work. So because the people have to get paid and they don't get direct deposit, so you have to go get them the check. So
now, why don't y'all have direct deposit?
Because they don't have it to have direct deposit on here. You have to have certain amount of vacation dates or accumulated, and if you don't have that, we are not gonna give you a check, and then you don't have the dates to cover that check. That's the deal here. That's the thing.
Okay.
And then people think that you can go and they got vacations and they can do, but if you don't have direct deposit, then I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Can I just tell you? Can I just tell you? I had a little moment of pride. You said alcaldesa, and I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
I'm learning a little bit. Like,
but you're doing great. You're
much.
doing great. You're doing great. I mean, you're the only person. I don't watch the news. I said I'm not gonna watch the news anymore. I'm tired, but I watched you. Like when I watched you, I'm like, okay, everything is cool. Everything is good.
Well, you can count on
good.
You can count on me. Excuse me. How do you look so fresh at 1:20 in the morning?
Because I was so tired of being all without makeup and nothing, and I just decided, okay, my daughter's asleep. I'm just gonna do my makeup.
Okay, so wait a minute.
I was just playing around with makeup.
You put on makeup at 1:20 in the morning?
Yeah, I was bored.
Oh my God, this is my favorite. This is the best. This is the best thing yet. 1:20 in the morning, and she's putting on makeup. Hey, do you, and do it well. There's no judgment. Hey, at least the makeup looks good. You look great.
Yeah, and before you put on makeup to go out at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm doing it to stay at home.
I don't wear makeup unless I'm on TV, and even if I did, you go out at 1 in the morning.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going out at 1 in the morning.
I was about to say you're gonna make me feel like an old man because this man going out at 1 in the morning. No,
dude, I'm 40 and I have a 6-year-old. I don't go out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right? Thank you. Listen, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for sharing your story.
Same here. Bye.
And I wish you all the best.
You too.
Good night.
Good night.
1 in the morning, do your makeup. Hey, listen, why the hell not? Why not? Why not? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, that little damn button again. All right. I saw somebody say earlier, I ain't requesting that again. I requested it too many times. I'm done with that. I am done with You're right.
Hey, David.
Hello there. How are you?
You're very good. Very good. My name
What
is
is
Jeff Kern.
and where are you in the world, Jeff?
I'm in Rincon, Puerto Rico.
So your new normal is what?
Wow. Learning how to walk.
Learning how to walk?
Yeah. Again, I was.
Tell me that story.
I'm a disabled veteran, and right before Christmas, I was being treated up in Aguadilla, and there was a mistake that happened, and it injured my spinal cord. So I was in VA hospital in San Juan all through Christmas and until the 4th of January. And but well, it's not bad. I've had a very amazing life, and I've had to learn how to walk before because I had a bullet in my spinal cord when I was in the war, and and then after that I became a relief captain on some boats that work with Deadliest Catch up in Alaska. So I'm kind of one of those people that even though we kind of bat on the same team, and I live life to the fullest, and I don't let anything hold me back.
I love it. You've had an eventful life, my friend.
Yes, I have. Yes. But the good news is that I'm walking already a couple months before I thought I would be. So it's fantastic.
Did the doctors expect you would walk?
Well, so they did the CT exam and the MRI and everything, and so what happened was they didn't really know the correct diagnosis. What it was is more or less it really damaged some nerves, so I had some paralysis, but through kind of yoga and then eating healthy and stretching and such, I'm still in a lot of pain, but I was able to get past it.
I wasn't expecting that new normal story. So how does everything that's going on now factor into your daily life? Impact.
It honestly, I believe that I might have an easier time than most because I've had some very abnormal world experiences and events that I've been through. I have, I've witnessed people die, and I've helped people that were about to die, in my hands, and I have, when I had a walker right after I got discharged, and you were down here with Yauko and Guanica, the earthquakes and everything, literally a week after I got out of the San Juan hospital, I went to Sam's Club. I spent $600, and I went to the top of the mountain at Yauco and delivered food to people all the way at the very top.
I wonder if that's the top where I went up. Is that the top where it's the Department
where
of
the power plant was, and they shoot.
Yes.
So he was the first person. The security guard there was the very first person I gave potatoes and carrots and fresh oranges and everything to.
Amazing.
And he actually teared up. He was like, I've never ever had anyone come up here, and just drove all the way down to where his little security booth was just to give him food. And then I met some people who had a coffee plantation right near that church up on top, and they gave me some fresh unroasted coffee, and there were 16 people staying there, and I gave them as much as I could, but that's what fills my soul. That's what it's kind of probably like you having these kind of slumber party conversations.
Absolutely is. It absolutely is.
It's like,
yeah. But you know what? What really gratifies it for me is what I see it doing for y'all. That's what's really gratifying for me.
Wow. Thank you.
So listen, thank you for sharing your story. We hear you. We all hear you. Everybody who's watching hears you. And thank you for your service.
Oh, no, not a problem. Thank you very much. The one thing I'm very proud to say is I feel that Puerto Rico is doing very well. I mean, as far as like handling what's happening,
I
you know.
I hear you. Listen, I think the governor deserves credit for acting quickly in the beginning, right? There's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
things that people don't like about the government or whatever, but like let's acknowledge and give credit where credit is due when it is due. So I hear you, and I
Exactly.
agree. I agree. Jeff, nice to talk to you. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you
You
very
too,
much. Have a
sir.
wonderful evening.
God
Okay.
bless you. Wow. See, you just never know what the person is going to say. Now, this person has been trying to get on for a long time. Let's see if it works.
Hello, can you hear
Hello.
me? Hold on, let me turn on the lights real
I
quick.
can hear you, but I don't see you.
Sorry about that. Let me turn on the lights.
That's okay.
Um, oh, okay, can you see me now?
I see you. You've been trying for a long
I
time.
know, I know. I wasn't giving up.
What is your name?
My name is Blanca, and I'm
Ron.
from.
You're
Hello?
from where?
Okay, sorry. Florida.
Okay.
I live in Miramar,
Florida?
Florida. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I've been here
What's
for
your new,
for
tell
7
me
years.
tell me about your new normal.
My new normal, it's uncertain because every day I wake up and I'm still going to work. I'm still able to go to work. But every day I'm afraid that my husband is going to tell me I cannot come into work anymore for now, or, you know, or my job telling me, you need to stay at home. Well, at least in my job, I can work from home, but my
Yeah.
husband can't.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And even though where he works, goes under medical, it still scares the hell out of me. I'm sorry about the word. It
Oh,
still
no.
scares me because, what's going to happen or how long this is going to be. And I think that people in Florida, especially, I still think that the governor, they're not taking it as seriously as they should because for for Broward to be the center, or like the main cases that have been happening here in Florida, I think that this should have been shut down already a long time ago. I think that they're acting late, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because
Listen,
I mean,
the federal government acted late.
I think so.
Yeah.
But you see, I see states, I see states like California and things like that. They're self quarantine and they're shutting down. And that for me, like, we need to do that here too. They need to establish, I think, more restricted policies. Not just the restaurants, not just the
Hotel.
places, but also the people.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's interesting. So you think the governor is not doing enough?
No, I don't think so because I still think that people are not taking it that seriously, and I'm afraid that because right now the numbers are going up here, they're not going down.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
So what I'm afraid is that because they're not acting as fast as they could or they
Uh-huh.
should, what I think that is gonna happen is that it's gonna blow up so bad that we're not gonna even see it coming, and not even it's not well, not see it coming, but it's gonna be too late for us to be safe.
I hear you. I hear you.
Does that make
Listen,
does that make any sense?
of course, it makes sense. Yeah, but I think that's the genuine concern of everyone everywhere, and that's why I said to the man a while ago, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's become sort of a medical rock star nationally, says that if people think you're overreacting, you're doing the
Mm-hmm.
right thing. The bottom line is, So one phone died, so now we're on the other phone. Hey, do y'all want to see something really cute? I'll wait for you guys to get on. Do you want to see something really cute? Let me see if I can zoom in. He sleeps right by the door, but he will not sleep in the bed. So I say, Paddington, let's go to bed. And he'll run and jump in the bed, and he does not stay more than 5 minutes. Does not stay more than 5 minutes. Cute, right? I saw Jeremy was on a little while ago.
Hello again, David.
Hi. Oh, we talked.
Yes, we talked the other day.
Yes, I remember.
Hi.
You have an update?
I do have an update. So I just finished
Tell
a
us.
workout. So I went to work the other day, and Trump had mentioned something about a medication called hydroxychloroquine that they were studying. I know someone mentioned it earlier today.
Correct.
So I live in a great area, but I work in a wealthy area. And I guess everyone has doctor friends. So I got maybe 10, 12 prescriptions for that medication. So now what I'm seeing is doctors are calling it in for their friends. And we typically use this drug for lupus patients,
This is
arthritis
so
patients.
interesting.
Yeah. So now that we're seeing people trying to stockpile this medication. So if anyone out there is a lupus patient and you are on Plaquenil, highly advise you to go get your next refill as soon as possible, because we're going to see a back order soon, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay, so wait a minute. Some lady just said,
Oh, I
I'm
saw
on
that.
medication and take it twice a day. I can't find it anywhere.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone's calling it in. They're calling that as well as an antibiotic that we normally use for pneumonia. So my concern is, are doctors promoting this self-treatment of unconfirmed coronavirus cases? And it's just leading us to a drug shortage.
Speaking of drug shortage, by the way, the Financial Oversight and Management Board of Puerto Rico sent a letter to the president, and I tweeted something, I think it was yesterday. You know, Puerto Rico is one of the world's leaders when it comes to being able to manufacture pharmaceuticals. And, you know, the island is in a prime place to contribute to what is an impending drug shortage. We know that it's coming. It's so I'm anxious to see if the federal government will take advantage of the benefits that they can get from using the infrastructure of Puerto Rico. Like, there are people, there are places. Let Puerto Rico help themselves and help each other.
Absolutely.
And folks on the mainland, you know. Wow, that is a very interesting tidbit. I had not. And when did you see this? This has only happened within the last 48 to 72 hours?
Correct. I saw it last night during my shift. So they were calling in for 90 pills, 120 pills to, a week supply, no more than 2 weeks supply, because I'm trying to save it for the patients who actually need it.
Unbelievable. Tell everybody you're a pharmacist. Tell everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm a pharmacist. I called David the other day. So I'm kind of on the ground seeing the patterns that are going on. So my biggest fear is, our number one job is to take care of our patients. So if you have lupus, you are already autoimmune compromised. So that leaves you to a higher risk of, if you contracted coronavirus, you would have more severe symptoms. So the last thing we need is to have you then not have your medication.
Where are you in the world for everybody watching?
Oh, I'm in California. I live in San Diego County.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, listen, did you see this? Did you see the report I did earlier today about the San Diego and the veteran?
No, I didn't miss. I missed that one.
Gotta
I'll go
go.
back.
87-year-old COVID-19 positive patient airlifted to a hospital in Mayagüez and survived.
Wow.
With 5 underlying conditions: heart disease, leaky heart, survived.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's unbelievable. You got to go watch it. Anyway, that is, I'm going to tell my people to also, my team at CBS, to kind of probe into that, because that's interesting.
Well, I contacted the medical board today and they said they couldn't do much. I have to file a complaint against every single doctor who wrote in a prescription because it's outside of the scope. In order to write a prescription, you have to actually see the patient. It has to be for a legitimate reason. So I have to go through my own channels to do that. But if you guys could help, that would be great.
I think somebody said you look like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and they're absolutely like, you totally could be her double. And to that point, I was just going to say to everybody watching, you do not want to do any funny business in front of this lady. You can tell this is like the teacher in school who's got eyes in the back of her head.
That's right.
Like
That's right.
We're not going to mess around with you.
No.
Hey, thanks for the info and thanks for the update.
Thanks, David. You guys have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Oh, that is so interesting. Ooh. Man, I can tell she is holding people accountable left and right. She don't put up with nothing. I hear you. I hear you, Ms. Vargas. I didn't hear Dr. Fauci say that, but hello.
Hi, David. How are you?
I am well, thank you. What is your name and where are you?
My name is Cindy, and I am in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. What is your new normal like in Cincinnati?
Well, I'm a flight attendant, and I'm actually at one of my overnights. So my new normal is interesting. I actually had a flight this evening, and from Houston to Cincinnati. We had 2 passengers, 2 couples, I should say. One was traveling in from New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
The others were traveling in from Costa Rica.
Okay.
So needless to say, I am a little paranoid. It's a catch-22, David, because I'm a people person like you.
Yeah.
And people are therapeutic for me. So it's scary. I love doing my job. I've been flying for 25 years. And it's scary because I love my people, but at the same time, my husband's terrified that I'm flying. My daughter's terrified that I'm flying. So it's a catch-22.
Okay, so here's what's interesting. You're probably the 6th flight attendant I've talked to in the last few days. A couple of them have taken this option where they have stopped flying. So they're not getting paid and they're giving shifts to other people to continue working. And most of them are expecting to be laid off at some point. Where are you in that process? Are you going to keep going until you maybe get laid off or until you get sick or what?
Well, no. Again, it's a catch-22. I still would love to continue flying, but at the same time, you know, I go home. I don't want to affect my stepdad's on dialysis. My best friend has cancer. So it's, you know, you don't want to, right.
But that's 2 examples right there of why.
That's why not to fly, correct.
Well, no, I want to be clear. I'm certainly not telling you what to do, but like when we talk about being socially responsible to other people who we can infect, you are the ideal case with your friend and your dad. Like that's like 11 alarm bells. And quite frankly, you ought to not go anywhere near them or not more than 6.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I've already told my mom and my stepdad that, and you know, my husband's like, when you come home, I'm quarantining you to, you know, you're going to the room and that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, they have given us an option to take a leave,
right.
An unpaid leave,
right.
To, you know, to help the other flight attendants that actually do need to fly. I am married, so I have an option of not being able, can take that leave. But David, again, like today when I was with my passengers, it gives me, I don't know, it's the new norm is just not normal, if that makes sense.
Loud and clear, but watch, I'm going to press a little harder because I'm not getting an answer. So I think I will continue to fly, or I think I'm not going to continue to fly.
No, honey, I think I actually go back to Houston tomorrow, and I actually live in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I think this will be the end of it, because like I said, I'm going to have to stay away from my stepdad and my friend that has cancer for
right.
For 2 weeks at least, minimum 2 weeks. So it isn't worth it to me. It's just, I don't know, babe. It's hard, and I'm a very touchy-feely person too.
Oh,
I touch my passengers. I know. I'm a touchy-feely person, and my daughter said, "Mother, please do not touch people." And sure as crap, you know what I did? I went and I hugged everybody, and I mean not hugged. I touched them, and I'm like, oh hell, I can't be doing that. So,
Yeah. No, I hear you.
It's sad. And I wish someone would just do a nationwide set down, but you're so awesome, and we thank you. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I am Hispanic, so thank you for everything that you do. You're amazing.
Well,
you're absolutely amazing.
I thank you very much. And I used to live in Dallas, and I absolutely loved it. So
I do too. We live in Plano, but yeah, I love it.
It's a great.
But thank you for all you do.
No, I'm sure glad we
and
got.
I have an Aussie poodle, by the way. Well, it's my grand doggy, but it's an Aussie poodle. His name is Leonard.
I love that. Yes. So Paddington's an Australian Labradoodle. And it's funny because he was so quiet when he was a baby, and I kept telling people, "Oh, I have the best dog," and he doesn't do. And literally, people were like, "Is this dog okay? Like he's really quiet." And my friends were giggled, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, just wait a little while, just give him a minute," and they were totally right. He is. He's not a bad dog. He just has to be managed. Like if I let 6 hours go by and I don't take him out to play, he will destroy whatever's in my house.
Honey, they have the best personalities. They're so stinking cute. They're adorable. Yeah.
The best. So, well, it's been
I'm so glad you picked me finally.
Well, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you, and I hope you feel heard. I keep wanting to do these so that people feel heard, and if this feeling heard is just a little bit more of making you feel comfortable in your decision, then it was worth it.
It's disheartening, honey. It's disheartening. I like I said, I've been flying for 25 years, and I absolutely love what I do. I appreciate journalism to no extent. I married a sports writer, and I have the utmost respect for journalism. I can't write to save my life, but hey, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Cynthia.
And it is, like I said, you are our new normal, honey. I said that. Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Fine.
Seriously, you said that there were things that you couldn't find. If you need something, we can send it to you. Whatever you can't find.
I thank you. That's so nice. So nice.
Are you still in New York? Are you in New York right now, or are you in Puerto Rico?
I'm in New York. Yeah. I'm in New York. Back on the air Monday. So
well, in Dallas, we've got plenty of stuff, so I can send it to you if you need groceries or toilet paper.
That's so sweet of you. You're one of those doers in life. I love the doers, right? The doers get it done. Yeah. I can tell you're a doer. So thank you. Have a wonderful night.
You too, honey. Have a great one. Thank you for everything.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. See, even at what ungodly hour is it? Even at 1:53 a.m., you can meet such nice people. Such nice people. Hello? See what that was, right? That was somebody who pressed a button that I think wanted to listen but didn't want to participate. So then when they get called upon, they're like, oh, hell no. I'm out. Paddington, you still sleeping, bud? This guy looks like he might be a pilot. We'll go from a flight attendant to a pilot.
Oh, hi, David.
Hi there. What's your name?
I'm Eric.
Eric, where are you in the world?
I'm in my apartment in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Are you a pilot?
Yeah, I
Okay.
relate to the last person you talked to. I've been flying for the last few weeks, and every week seems to be something different. It, in a nutshell, it feels like we're on the Titanic. It just seems like it's just changing every day.
Wow. So you are still flying. You work for a major U.S. airline, I guess?
Yeah, I fly for United Express out of Washington, D.C., Dulles.
Okay, yes.
And it's I agree with her. It's a kind of a catch-22. Is keep flying, get a living, but we also got to worry about our own safety, everyone else's, and it's something that's on everybody's mind now. Of something that we usually not think about on a typical basis, but every day now it's just this thought of with the coronavirus and even just our job, whether it's going to be around in the next few weeks or not. We just don't know.
It's interesting. I was watching, I think it was about a week ago, a Delta flight landed at JFK, and the pilot told the passengers that there was somebody on board who had tested positive for COVID-19. And I thought, that's why I don't want to fly, because if I'm driving my own car, I can control how fast I drive. I can control how sensitive I am. I can't control who else gets on the plane.
Yeah.
And I can't control whether they are being socially responsible to not get on the plane if they feel sick. And so what are you going to do? I mean, you're just going to keep kicking the can down the road, or are you going to stop?
It's kind of a week-by-week basis. I mean, it's every day seems to be something new. I mean, especially with everything the administration is doing, and we're constantly have to be watching the news of any announcement. I mean, just last week with the Canada restriction, now the same thing with Mexico. I mean, that's just any restriction just stops our flying.
Yep.
And especially with the planes parking. I mean, I just saw pictures from Atlanta with planes being parked. I mean, those are people out of a job right now. So it's tough right now.
Well, listen, on behalf of a grateful nation, I thank you for flying, because my sister and brother-in-law and nieces were in Barbados, where he's in medical school, and I told them to get the hell out of there, and I was grateful that there was a commercial flight to take them out of there, and they got out. So I'm thankful for what you do, and I'm a United 1K, so I do a lot of United.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I fight for both American United, and on a personal too, I'm Puerto Rican as well, and I remember back when the earthquake started, you went there, and I couldn't go there. I was in the middle of flying, but I think I sent you like a tweet or something to go visit Guayanilla and go visit the church.
I did. You saw me?
Yes, that hit my whole family, because my mother's from that church, from that city.
Wow.
And she went to school at the church. She was baptized and married there. Wow. And so was my brother and myself. We were both baptized in that church. So that church means a lot to us. So just to see that you went there, because we were all worried. We heard the reports. To just see it live, and I even said link to my mother and my dad, and it brought them to tears, but also made them happy that at least someone was able to go there and actually see it for ourselves. Because it took us a couple of weeks to finally get down there. Things kind of calmed down, but we really appreciate when you went there. That really helped us so much during that time.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad it was meaningful to you. Listen, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I appreciate it. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while.
Well, we did. We finally did. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye. New Jersey news. The last New Jersey news I saw is that the governor was essentially doing the same thing as New York, which is basically shutting the state down except for essential business.
What's up, David?
Hello, sir.
I don't know if you remember me. I'm the
I was about
I
to
was in
say
Moscow. I was
you
in
look
Moscow.
from the Cirque du Soleil guy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So let me let everybody know. So this individual works for, what's your name, sir?
Omar Martinez.
Omar. So Omar works for Cirque du Soleil. They canceled the tour. He was in Omar. He was in Moscow, headed back to, if I remember correctly, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because your sister lives there.
Yeah.
And so Omar made it to Oklahoma.
I did 2 days ago.
All right.
It was a 24-hour journey.
Oh my God.
So I flew
you're in quarantine now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay. But I'm still, just to be safe. I flew from Moscow to Heathrow, London.
Yeah.
From there to Dallas. Now they're making everybody that comes from every U.S. citizen coming from overseas to sign a waiver, some questions on the airplane, saying they ask stuff like if you flew to China in the last 14 days, if you feel ill, or if you've been coughing or have fever or whatever. Then get out of the plane. There's some health officials and they take your temperature. After that, everything was pretty normal. So,
was your temperature taken?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody that got out, even the pilots.
How long was the line, Omar? Because the line at Chicago this week was, like 4 and 5 hours.
Surprisingly, it was super fast. There was not a lot of people. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was like 2-3 p.m. and it was pretty fast. Yeah.
So has Cirque du Soleil said to you, this could be several months before you go back, but are they going to pay you while you're not?
Yeah. They released a press conference, I think, some days ago. So I can talk about it. But I do can talk about it now. But 95% of all Cirque du Soleil employees have been laid off for the moment. It's a huge thing. 44 shows have been stopped. That's all of the shows for the company. It's 44 of them.
So I just want to make sure you understand, you are or you're not being paid?
We're not being paid for the moment. Oh, so the way it works is we do city runs. So for example, the Moscow run was 2 months.
Right.
It got canceled. Then after that, we had some vacation, and then after that, we had the first city in Spain, my show, that also got canceled. So for those cities, we're not being paid. So basically, 95% of the whole company has been laid off. But they are in communication with us to help us, give us allowance for the time being, for those of us who may not get unemployment, because we make our money out of Canada, not out of the States.
Oh, that's right. It's based in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it to Oklahoma. I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you.
Quarantine and get some rest.
I will, my friend. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night. Yeah, we met him in Moscow. Wow. Isn't it amazing how we can get around the world pretty darn quickly? It's amazing how that happens, right? Think back to our ancestors. They'd spend all day and not get very far.
Hey,
Wow.
David, how are ya?
Hi there.
Jeremy here.
Hi, Jeremy. Where are you in the world?
I am in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but funny story, I actually got the chance to work with you afar in Montana when they had those wildfires near Glacier National Park in 2017. Kent Lutzen, you were there with him at the time.
Yeah. I thought that's when I went to do the whitefish story.
You probably did, but we were doing wildfires. You know, the small market reporters. We were doing all that stuff.
So where do you work now?
I am at the NBC affiliate in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. Awesome. And Kent, I think, what's he in Omaha now?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, okay. So tell me about your new normal.
It's really weird, David. We just started this new thing in the newsroom. As you can see, I'm in relaxation mode because you know how that goes after a long day. The new normal in our newsroom, we've started doing the social distancing. And so in a newsroom environment, it's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
So our news staff has been very, very good about getting the staff on team A and team B. So 3 days a week, I go into the newsroom. 2 days a week, I work remotely. So doing traffic reports remotely, doing, my reports in the field out of the bureaus, just so that we have the newsroom staff under 10 in the newsroom, so that we make sure that that count is low, because we're going out and interacting with people, you don't know what you're bringing back, since the virus is so new and we don't know really how it spread exactly. So we're trying to be as safe as possible, but still try to get people informed. And then the other thing that we're doing, and we're calling the new normal, is just basically not being as personable, holding those mics at a 6 feet distance. I mean, usually I like to go and shake hands, get my subjects comfortable, but now, people are even afraid to do that. You're just kind of having to do the, the elbow bump there and just break the ice a little bit.
So guess what Dr. Anthony Fauci said about the elbow bump? Elbow bump is not the best idea. We've all been taught to sneeze into our elbow.
Ah, okay.
So he said, I don't even do elbow bumps. He said, I just say, hey, he said, I just raise a hand like, hey, how you doing? And I hadn't thought about that. We've, within the last decade or so, we've taught people to sneeze into their elbow. So anyway, something to think about. Look, that's interesting. The AB teams, we are doing something similar. The broadcast center here in New York City has been shut. And so everybody's working remote. My producer was actually telling me from Monday to return to work, they're having me stick with one team indefinitely. Like, they don't ever want the team unless someone contracts the virus, and then the whole team's got to go into quarantine.
Gotcha. Well, we're doing kind of something like that. Our teams don't switch or anything, but we do alternate days. So for this week, I did 3 days in the newsroom. Next week, I will do 3 days remote and 2 days in the newsroom. So we swap on that instance, but never swapping teams, so that whoever you're with is who you're with, and you're not worrying about cross-contaminating.
It's the new normal, my friend.
It is the new normal, and it's going to be our new normal, it seems like, for a while.
Well, and I think when this is all over, I think the business as we know it will forever change, because there are new ways to do it that are acceptable and are cheap, and our place loves cheap.
Yes, we do.
They can find a way to do it cheaper. We do.
But there is a silver lining in this. What I like now is that it seems like we're getting more comfortable with allowing the reports to be done at home, and we're learning that it doesn't have to look sloppy when you do it. For instance, Al Roker doing his newscast, his weather forecast from his kitchen. I thought that looked pretty good. I didn't think it looked sloppy. It was very clean on air. And same thing with Savannah Guthrie reporting from her basement. I mean, it looked very clean. So hopefully our business will become more sensitive to the needs of staff in the midst of this. And we'll learn later on, you don't have to almost make people go into work for everything. Sometimes if you're feeling a little down, you can do something from home.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Listen, really nice talking to you. Have a wonderful night.
You too, David. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that is going to be it. It's been great. Even at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. We've talked to some super interesting people. So we'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great night.